Right, coming back. People coming back. Oh, there we go. I think we're okay. Are we okay? Oh no, it's weird. Let's try typing in there because it's updated there, but not anywhere else. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to sort out this software where I can streaming things. Right. There we go. People arriving. Okay. So anyway, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this first bit. So what I'm doing here. Hang on. Oh God, nothing's working. Okay. There we go. What I'm going to do is this. First. This is what I'm doing right now. And I'm going to live with it. Live with what I just figured out because it'll do. And I could be faffing around forever. Okay. Got you all chasing around the internet after me, haven't you? It's like, where's he gone? Where's he gone? Mike, where are you? I'm over here, guys. So. Right. Something like that anyway. Right. So you can see I've got, you probably can't see right now. Need to get the stream deck, There we go. Oh, don't yank my chain. This one. Right. As you can see, these things aren't happening regularly, at regular times, which makes it kind of confusing. But as I was talking about before with time, and our perception of time, that is why it's like it is. But it does, granted, make it more difficult to write. Okay. So let's go here. Let's do that. Right. Fantastic. And this time I'm going to record because I think I've got it. Did you? Hang on, let's go back to there. Did you see me? Did you see me just closing my eyes and playing when it felt? Where are we? There we go. Did you see me closing my eyes and just playing when it felt right, rather than going, where is it on the screen? Where's the grid start? That's what I'm trying to do more and more, and that's why I've got this looper and live streaming thing sorted. It's not because I want to be a looping artist, it's because I want to encourage this making music not based on what I see and more based on how I feel, essentially, because I kind of feel that's more. I mean, obviously, believe it or not. Now, here's an insight that you've probably never had before. The eyeballs aren't very good at listening, and one of the problems with DAWs is that you do tend to write with your eyes, which explains why there's so much of the music I've made too. Just is like on the grid, all the time. So, I was talking about tension and release before. Another way to create tension is, another way to kind of extend people's perception of time is to have, and you've got to be careful with this, and it's one of the reasons why I'm kind of questioning this at the moment, but this is going round, this is a 6 bar, is it? Am I right in saying that, or am I just making it up? No, it is, it's a 6 bar. Yeah, it's a 6 bar pattern. Yeah, and we're used to, we like in the West, we've trained ourselves to expect an 8 bar pattern. Again, I think this is made even more so because so many people, I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with writing on the grid, I'm doing it right now, in a sense, but, it's one of the things that does, we're kind of so in the 8 bar thing. Yeah, 4 bars, 8 bars, 16 bars, 32 bars. And one of the ways that I've found that you can sort of create tension and sort of play with people's perception of time is to have some things going at a different frequency. I'm going to say frequency, a frequency of loop. Okay. So here you can see a 6 bar pattern. So it's almost like it feels that it never gets there. And that is further enhanced by the fact that this chord here is A major and then A major 7, yeah, which you expect to go to a D, but it doesn't. It goes to well, it kind of does. It's a D minor first inversion. Yeah, if it went, then it would land. Okay, so having this looping thing like this is going to kind of increase the tension and kind of make people feel a little bit like, oh, what's going on? I'm not quite, oh. Because if you kind of, a way of thinking about creating tension, it's that it's not giving people what they expect, essentially. For some reason my restream comments aren't updating here. Let's try that. No. I'm sure they'll come back at some point. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute. No, I'm not. I'm going to mute that. There's 2 things there. That was the variation, the different variation I created there. And I'm just going to close my eyes and think. think about when I want the change to happen for the final chord progression. Or not when I want, when the music wants. That's probably the better way of saying it. That's never quite landing, and you're like, oh, that's the tension. Now, there, okay. Stop. I wanted it to happen. Well, I didn't want it. It wanted it to happen there, and it will do for now. I might be wrong about that, but we'll find out. So now, I think I might actually try and play this. Oh no, don't delete that, Michael. That's a bad idea. I'm just going to save. Right. Let's just go around this bit once, and I think I'm going to have to just play, so bear with me a sec while I just play and try and get this right. I think I know the vague progression. Try again. Oh, I know what the problem is. You fool! So yeah, basically the last chord of the existing progression is where it wants to change, and I just did it at the end of the end, so that's what went wrong. Okay. Okay. Gav Grant is saying, where did I go? I'm here. You have to follow me. So now I have to try and remember to do it. I'll worry about that later. Okay. Listen back. Listen back to there. Isn't quite working, but we're going to get there. Maybe not today. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a placeholder in here. And then write some other parts. And come back to it. Come back to the speech. So I mean, it is very for me. Doing this kind of work is very, very laborious because I'm not very good at it, and I'm not kind of highly trained. I haven't practiced enough, basically. So it shouldn't. I mean, when I say it shouldn't, if I'd have done this more, it wouldn't take me so long. But I know I'm going to get there, and I'm not like frustrated about it. I'm just kind of tacking my way there. Yeah, so I can feel that there's something there. It's weird. It's kind of hard to describe it. It's almost like I can feel a tickle that there's something there, and I know that I'm going to get there eventually. But it's just going to take a few tries, and I can do other things in the meantime. This is one of the benefits of using the automatic music machines, that I don't need to bash my head against this problem because I've got all of these other tracks to write. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 tracks I'm working on at the same time. So I can do this session here today, and then I probably won't do another session on it for a few days. So it's all good. So let's go back to the playing the piano. Yeah. Let's see if I can do it better this time. Stay there in the middle. Bah, I think we'll be all right. Let's just fix it. And by the way, if I do keep this part on the piano, which I might not, I'll be actually playing it in and doing a proper take of it. Just play them. Join. So, man is saying, to be able to play the piano makes me wish I never took drum lessons at school. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I wish I played the drums. Thing is, you can play the piano if you want. You just have to do it. It's not like, at the age of 20, I can no longer learn new things. Not possible. I'm done. All learning is over. I do not play the piano, therefore I cannot play the piano. You know, you could be 70 years old and you learn new things. 80, 90, it doesn't matter. You can play the piano if you want, you just got to do it. Obviously, you might not want to because there are other things that you could be doing with your time that are more valuable. But I think, you know, you can. Something like that anyway. I am going to move on from this particular thing that I'm doing. What I'm going to do is I'll move that on to too old to start the training. You are. Exactly. Right. So now what I need to do. Yeah, piano, I've decided is going to be, and it's really frustrating to me in a way because I wish I had an actual piano that I could record, but they're really expensive. I ain't got the dough right now, and I definitely won't have the dough right now given the the crisis that has just befallen all of us. However, I wish I did have a real piano, but like I really, you know, it's something that it's interesting. Something that I want to have in my music, almost like as a thing, and so I'm using various different piano signs. This is a keyscape one. Which one is it? Oh, it's keyscape. Well, it's just the grand. And then the other one, which I really love, which is actually my favourite one, is the one I'm using down here, which is the Spitfire Olafur Arnold's. Excuse me for murdering that name. Felt, and it's really beautiful because it's all like, ooh, it's all felty, like this. Much less strident. Dreamy, exactly, Chris. Right, so next thing. Come on, Michael. Onward. Done that. 3 motivic elements for main thing around chord progression. Right, so the main thing is this, and it happens twice. Right, so it happens first here. Okay, that's basically the main theme, if you like, and the part that I just played here is like a variation on that thing. Slightly different rhythm, slightly different notes. So basically what this tune is about, it's called I Want to Exist, and it's the start of a whole story that I'm telling. And I'm not going to tell you the full story, but basically there's this thing that pops into existence in this particular place, this particular universe, if you like. And let's just say that this universe isn't very friendly to this thing, and they're after this thing. Anyway, this is like this is where the spark, if you like, first pops into existence, and all it really knows is that it wants to exist. Okay, and that's what this is about, essentially. It's about the birth of this thing kind of happening. So I've got that in my head when I'm writing this particular piece, and kind of trying to reflect that in what I'm doing, which may be why it sounds so sort of cinematic in a way, because I'm not writing to picture, obviously, and I don't know anything about that, but I am thinking about actually telling a story with this track. So now what I need to do is find some other parts, and then what I'm worried about is it's going to start wibbling on me, because there's a lot going on. Actually, I know what I can do. I can just mute that for now. Oh, what did I copied that onto the wrong thing, didn't I? I did. Well, let's actually hear what that sounds like. For some reason my console 1 isn't working, even though I've got it plugged in. Oh, let's not worried about that for now, let's just do it on here. Interesting to figure out what to do during this section, because it's the problem with having lots of different chords. Anyway, I'm going to go for it. Splurge time. expected thing like that. Maybe, maybe not. But let's find out. So here, if anybody is familiar with my splurge methodology, where basically it's, you know, how we start an idea. Now, because I'm in discovery here, which is kind of really like another splurge, and obviously figuring out the chords, that wasn't very splurgy, yeah. But you will bear in mind that you will have noticed that when I got it to a point which I thought might work, yeah, I left it, yeah. So I'm not sure about the length, I'm not sure about the how fast this is going, I'm not sure about the sound, I'm not sure about lots of things about that, but I've got something there, yeah, that is fulfilling what I said in my list of things to do, yeah. But now I'm onto these things, yeah, and this is much more, I can be much more obviously splurgy. So in a sense I was quite splurgy there, but not totally, because I'm just putting things in and I'm not kind of getting obsessed about whether it's right or wrong. Okay, so I'm just going to put in a few different parts. Let's just copy that again. Please don't wibble on me, computer. Oh, that might be quite a good thing. Oh, maybe. Hang on. Yes, that is true. Really.